Hey there, gang. As we head into a new year of Magic the Gathering, I wanted to start with this thought. If it weren't for the rocks in its bed, a stream would have no song. Let's play some head games. Friends, opponents, folks still sleeping one off after celebrating too much, welcome to Head Games Arena 2026. We're going to kick off this new year by playing a deck in my favorite color combination, and by that, of course, I mean we are playing Golgari counters in Avatar: The Last Airbender Standard. So this is a green and black deck built around Hollowmurk Siege, the Sultai half, which is the important part of this enchantment. Whenever a counter is put on a creature you control, draw a card, trigger only once each turn, so you can get one on your turn, one on your opponent's turn. 2 extra cards per round is an enormous amount of value and can really help you run away with the game. The deck is also essentially built around Earthbender Ascension, 3 mana enchantment. When it enters, you Earthbound 2, which puts a counter on a creature and can trigger the Hollowmurk Siege. It also digs a basic out of your deck and puts it into play tapped. Also has landfall. Whenever a land enters, it gets a quest counter. Once you get to 4, it starts putting +1/+1 counters on existing creatures. So this turns your lands into counters, which turns your counters into cards. So these two cards together create a value engine that really the rest of the deck is built around. Supporting the +1/+1 counter theme, we are obviously playing 4 copies of Badgermole Cub, which earthbends 1 when it enters, makes your mana dorks produce more mana. 2 copies of Scavenging Ooze, which puts counters as it eats creatures out of the graveyard. So you're not always going to get counters, but you are always going to have graveyard hate. And if you're playing against Reanimator, you're trying to eat their creatures, so this works very well in a counters build. 1 copy of Luis, the Pompous Pillager, really just as a closer. If you have enough mana, you can really just sock your opponent out of the game completely with just one-shotting them with this card. 3 copies of Sentinel of the Nameless City. It's a 3 mana 3/4 Vigilant that is just a really good mid-range card, but the map tokens are excellent in this deck because if you get a land, you're happy with that. If you put a counter on a creature, you're happy with that. So map tokens are very valuable in this deck. 4 copies of Ouroboroid at the top to do Ouroboroid things, putting counters on all your creatures, and in this deck, maybe drawing extra cards as a result. To keep up with our opponents, we've got interaction in the form of 2 stabs, which is just -2/-2 for 1 black. 1 copy of Bitter Triumph, kind of a catch-all destroy. 3 copies of Shoot the Sheriff, which is a little bit better now. Outlaws of Thunder Junction isn't really relevant in the format, so we don't see a lot of outlaw creatures out there, but it picks off an enormous amount of things in the format that are important. 4 copies of Deep Cavern Bat to get in our opponent's hand and take the most important card. When this gets counters on it, it can gain you a lot of life and really stabilize in the mid-game, so this is just a solid include. 4 copies of Llanowar Elves at the bottom, just as a mana accelerant, and then in the lands, it's a pretty standard Golgari land set here. The only real notable one to talk about is Ba Sing Se, which taps for 3 to Earthbend 2, which is really sneaky good against control decks, and I just think we will see it be effective a couple of times in our gameplay today. So before we head over into the gameplay, I'd like to invite everybody to please like, subscribe, leave some comments down below. We got a new set in Lorwyn coming up in a couple of weeks. Super excited about it. I'd love to hear what you're excited about in the set, so we can maybe build some decks around that to have some fun when Lorwyn does release. So thank you, as always, for watching. Let's play some head games. Game 1, Golgari counters, ringing in the new year with my favorite 2-color combination. This is sort of a green and black take on the Badgermole Ouroboroid combination. Also, so we've got all of our kind of like face cards in hand right now, so we'll get to see if this is strong enough. I think Bat actually gives us a fair amount of interaction here. We're going to go ahead and keep this. Lots of Appas flying around. Hi there, friendly opponent. Mono red for our opponent. Wish I had something to respond to that with, but it's okay. I'm not unhappy with where we're at. I mean, nothing's happened yet. I guess I could, yeah, I'm not unhappy that they played a 1-drop and that we're a little behind now. Okay, Hired Claw. Are we gonna pump the claw? We are. Okay, we'll go to 17. Alright, Blooming Marsh and Deep Cavern Bats. So the nice thing about Bat is it absorbs a removal spell, probably. Wow, Nova Hellkite is very good here. So I think we have to put them off of that for a turn. Because Nova Hellkite takes out the bat and hits us in the face, so it is very good against us. Now our opponent is going to play the Lava Runner and bolt the bat, I'm guessing. Yeah, it's a reasonably difficult decision for them here on turn 3. This is what Standard looks like nowadays, folks, is that turn 3 matters a whole lot. They send the bolt at our face and attack for 2. We're very clearly not going to block. We will go to 11. Okay. So, we are going to play Badgermole Cub. Bend the cottage. Use the cottage to play the second bat. Opera Love Song draws them cards, so we take the Bolt Wave, or we take the card draw. Bolt Wave just, and listen, it's a significant amount of damage. Let's make no mistake about it. But Opera Love Song has the capacity to draw them into. I'm on the fence here. I think I take the card draw to take out their options a little bit. They can't block the bats, so assuming. Okay, we're at 9. So I can cast Ouroboroid even without the Badgermole mana. So I can block the Lava Runner with the Badgermole, and I don't even necessarily think that that's a bad play. No hold for our opponent. Bossing Say enters untapped, right? Because I just need a basic land. Excellent. We will play Ouroboroid. That's going to make both of our bats bigger. And now, because we're gaining 4 life a turn, we may actually have outpaced our opponent. They tap a mana to cast. So I think there's a high likelihood that we block the Hired Claw here. We may have to sacrifice it. So we go to 7. Challenging. So we go to 7. Can they kill us with 2 mana? And I don't think that they can. I think I cannot block here. If I'm wrong, then I don't know what I'm doing wrong. They've only got 2 cards in hand. So if one of them is a land, okay. So, Fabled Passage is going to get us a forest. Earthbender Ascension is going to put 2 more counters on Restless Cottage and get us another swamp. We'll play Llanowar Elf as a blocker. And I'm fairly certain we just go now. I'm not sure it matters what we take here. Could I have played that differently and actually won? Did I leave a point of damage on the table? I don't think so. Yep. They made the good faith effort here, and we actually could get away with not blocking here, but that's not what we're doing. Okay. Good game. Golgari got there. Game 2, currently 1-0 with Golgari counters, Golgari Badgermole. My favorite 2-color combination to ring in the new year. We just had the reset as well, so we're down here in gold, trying to level up pretty quickly. Stab on 1, shoot the sheriff on 2 means if our opponent's playing creature-based, we have a real good shot. And we can get Hollowmurk Siege down before we play Badgermole. Solid. No question. What's our opponent up to? 1 white doesn't tell us a whole lot. Blossoming Marsh opens up Stab. No move from our opponent. Okay, we're going to take the turn off to get Hollowmurk Siege down. And they have a Get Lost. They're trying to decide whether that's worth it, and the answer is yes. The answer is you've got your mana open. There you go. So this is probably mono white kinda... Oh wow, that is absolutely not what I expected. Okay, we're gonna go Wastewood Verge. We were Badgermole the Verge. And I think we're gonna pop both of these maps. So we need a 4th land, right? Oh, we have a 4th land, so I can just leave that on top? Yeah, let's just leave that on top. Let's make our Badgermole a 4/4. Okay. And remove the Badgermole. Okay. We'll go to 16. Excellent. Okay. Let's get our land down. I'm really tempted to drop Ouroboroid, but I'm not sure that that's right. Let's ramp a little. Do I make the Wastewood Verge bigger? I'm gonna. And we'll get a swamp. And from there, I think we're just we're gonna hold back. 4th land for our opponent, and they've got their 3rd Get Lost. Is that what's about to happen? Alright, we're gonna stab the Evangelist in response. We will dig out a land, and our land will come back. I would love to draw a land here, because I can make Ouroboroid. Oh my goodness. Okay. So, Ouroboroid. Fabled Passage. Put a counter on Ouroboroid. Get a swamp. Counter on Ouroboroid. Play a Scavenging Ooze. I guess I could have popped a map token. That was probably incorrect. Yeah. So do I want Badgermole Cub at this point? I don't think so. It doesn't really do anything for me. I mean, there's a very high likelihood that they have a board wipe right now. Yeah, they're going to get in for 2 and then play Wrath of God or whatever the 4 mana equivalent is. Yep. Day of Judgment. Makes a lot of sense to me. Caretaker's Talent. Earthbend the Wastewood Verge. See if we can get some additional counters on here. Yeah, we'll leave Badgermole on top this time. It is a creature. Okay. They've got a good engine online at this point. Okay, Badgermole, one of these basics. Yeah, we're just gonna remove that before anything else happens. Do 5. And say go. I'm not feeling great, if I'm honest. We're not really in a terrific position here. Voice of victory for our opponent. Land is fine. We'll put the counter on Badgermole. I'm interested. Hold on. I might be able to win here. No. Yeah. We'll go there. Let's see what our opponent does. Yep. Okay. So I can come really close to winning, I think. So if both Earthbender Ascensions were on, I would still be 1 point shy, I think. Okay. Yeah, I'm not really sure what the right move here is. Yeah, we're just gonna go for it. Another counter on Badgermole, I suppose, and then from there I just say go. We are a little behind on cards now, which is making all of this much more difficult. No, this Bitter Triumph is going to get used on my hand, or on my turn, no matter what. So there's a world in which I use the Bitter Triumph against my own creature to get an instant speed landfall trigger. Okay, let's see what our opponent's up to. Interesting. Aang's Iceberg takes out the Badgermole. Okay. Wow, 3 Kutzil's flankers. Yikes. And they're just drawing an additional card every turn. Yeah, this is an interesting matchup because again, I feel very much behind. Feel very much behind right now. Yep. So, I mean, if I destroy the fish, they don't exactly have to block with the Voice of Victory. But it hurts them a whole heck of a lot. What's the secondary ability of this? Sacrifice this enchantment, and if you do, scry 2. Now you have to block. Yep. I mean, a board wipe puts them right back in this game. I really needed a land. Okay, Sentinel. Makes a map. Activate the map on the Deep Cavern Bat. Hit a land. You have to take that, right? Okay, so what's their move here? Yeah, I'm fairly certain we continue to put pressure on. So they can make a fish. Play a flanker. Gain some life. Trying to decide their scry. They are going to leave one on top. Okay. Wow, this turned into a very long game very quickly. So what else are we doing? Are we playing a second flanker? Okay. Gaining an additional 2 life and scrying 2. They got some values out of the first scry. They decided to change the thing that they left on top last time. And now they're questioning, are you going to double block? Yep. Acceptable. Last card is... Okay, now we've got double Earthbender Ascension online. We will spread the counters out. Digging for a board wipe. It's the right thing to do on their end, like to try very hard to find an answer because my board is just getting taller and taller. Okay, we will do an untap land. I'm fairly certain they just got it. You know, maybe I'm wrong, but they're not just dead on board. They have 2 blockers. 4 fairly cheap, so they could make a rabbit with Fountain Port, a fish. I'm sorry. They can make a fish with Fountain Port and copy it for 1. So that's not an unreasonable amount of mana. 4 mana gets them 2 blockers. Yep. And there it is. Good for them. The game continues. Enduring Innocence for our opponent, and Ouroboroid for us. It's very interesting when you think to yourself, oh, the Ouroboroid that I just played now feels like a bad play. So make your fish and draw your card now. Draw 2 cards. Think we're about to be buried in value, friends. It was an excellent mid-range matchup, but I think that, you know, they destroyed our value engine very early, and it was a good choice. Second Ouroboroid. I wish it was more oppressive than it actually is. It's tough because they're going to draw 5 cards around now. I don't really see a way out of this at this point. I'm really surprised by that. They could make a fish, block it, you know, get 2 more card draws. I'm not fully understanding that choice. Yep. Okay. Now they draw the 2 extra cards. So see what I'm talking about? Like, and now they move to their turn, draw a card. They have 5 cards in hand and a board, and we are empty-handed. So, good game. Game 3, Golgari counters, currently 1-1. We are on the play this time, slow mana, no 1-drop. But we have all the 2-drops in the world. I think I can keep this. I would love to draw an untapped land so that we can do something on turn 2, but being on the play makes this hand reasonable, if not good. Lots of untapped lands. That would be an excellent draw going into turn 2. In fact, I would take 2 back-to-back untapped lands. Be very happy with that. Rubble Belt Maverick for our opponent. That's an untapped land. I'm going to start with Hollowmurk Siege on Sultai on the card draw side. 2 green lands for our opponent, and a Rubble Belt Maverick means it's got to be more than just one color, right? Means slimes against humanity. Look at what our opponent is doing. This is amazing. So this is a neat trick. I'm glad that we get to kind of showcase this. So I'm going to Badgermole Cub onto the Fabled Passage. And then I'm gonna sacrifice the Fabled Passage to get a land. And it comes back. Single slime against humanity for 4 mana. I nerfed their attacks. Okay. So we can do it again, although I'm not sure that that's right. Let's spend a little time thinking about what's possible here. So if I, sorry, I'm okay. So I can Badgermole Cub, activating this Restless Cottage, drawing a card. This now taps for 3, so I could play Sentinel of the Nameless City. So I'm thinking I could Earthbender Ascension and do the Fabled Passage trick again. I'm just not sure if that matters. I'm not sure if it's any good. Let's have some fun. I have not played with these cards. So we'll Earthbend the Fabled Passage again. We'll get a Swamp out. And we'll pass. What do you know? Slime against humanity for our opponent. Makes a 5/5. Fights a Badgermole Cub. You got it. So I think we just take this. Not really interested in losing my Badgermole Cub because it does make my things a little bit better. And we get another forest probably. Actually, I do need more black mana. Okay. So no more Fabled Passage trickery. I don't think that that's necessary anymore. So let's get the bat down, because this is where I want the counters to be. Okay, Aftermath Analyst. Does honestly, does getting lands back do anything for them? It doesn't really seem to. Okay, first Fabled Passage. It's a counter here. We're gonna put counters on the bat. We'll play Fabled Passage and put counters on the bat. Fabled Passage again for a swamp. Counter on the bat. And I think we just pass from here and hold up to shoot the sheriffs. Actually, I think I'm okay with getting the Sentinel down and holding up a single shoot the Sheriff. No tax. I mean, they're playing a very, very off-meta deck, so I'm not surprised that we are where we are. Yep. I mean, I can double block, but I don't think I'm gonna bother. We'll take out the 5/5. See if the last card in their hand is a protection spell. Doesn't seem to be. We'll take 4. Okay, land for turn. Counter on the bat. We'll pop the map on the Sentinel so we can start getting some ground attacks in as well. Attacks with the Sentinel and the bat. Like I said, the Aftermath doesn't really do anything. It only gets a single land back at this point. So, and exiling the slimes from their graveyard doesn't do anything because it counts them in exile as well. So, I don't really have a huge... I'm not very motivated to attack with Restless Cottage at this point. Our opponent seems to be thinking very hard about what their next play is. Hopefully they're not just salt roping us here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I've got a 6-point Louis right now, which is not enough to win, but it will be next turn. So we'll get this damage in, and I think we actually go ahead and pop this other map token. Because we're not holding up mana. We'll leave Ouroboroid on top and just threaten that. We've got to shoot the Sheriff up and a very, very oppressive board. I'm not sure what they could play that would actually meaningfully change the game right now. Huge slime. Yep. That's it. Good game, friend. It's a good sport. Yeah, that's enough. Good game. Okay. Game 4, currently 2-1. Last round we played a very off-meta deck that couldn't keep up with, you know, the powerful rares and mythics that are pretty commonplace here. This doesn't do anything on the first few turns. I'm really worried that taking this is just asking to sit here and get run over. So I'm gonna say no to that. This is way better, way better. Yeah, we'll keep this and we'll tuck an elf. See if we can outpace our opponent. So we've got a really excellent turn 2 play here in that we can Badgermole, Cub, and Bat. So the danger that we're going to run into here is that if they destroy the Badgermole in response to it, then we don't get any value out of it other than having a 1/1 land. Yep, we're gonna put this on Sultai and attack for 1. And that's based entirely on the fact that we saw this land. Like, red-white means they're probably playing some kind of burn deck and almost certainly had an instant speed interaction with what we were trying to do there. So now we get to see if our opponent's going to try to do something else. Nettle Guard. Okay, so it's mice. It's mice. When this creature becomes a target of a spell, it gets bigger and it destroys an enchantment. So I'm actually really motivated to destroy that. Okay, Badgermole activates the marsh, draws us a card, and we're gonna shoot that so that they can't kill the Hollowmurk. And we forgot to play our land for turn. Okay. So Louis puts a counter on itself, so it works with Hollowmurk Siege very well. And it looks like they're playing mice. So against another kind of mid-range Against a mid-range creature pile, we're probably really advantaged. I just realized I do not have 2 black. That's okay. Fabled Passage is my 4th land, which I always forget because of Earthbent lands. We're going to get a swamp. I think we can pop maps here. I think I'm going to put the bat away. Excellent. So now, do I do it again? Frankly, I'm trying to get the Bloom and March out of reach. I think we keep Ooze. Okay, now we're going to play bat. See what our opponent's actually up to. So we definitely have mice. Lots of good ones. We're going to take the Nettle Guard because we don't want them to destroy our enchantment. Alright, Mabel makes the Crag Flame. And the Crag Flame, +1/+1, Vigilance, Trample, and Haste. Turn inside out, saves Mabel. So I've got creatures in my graveyard, they've got creatures in their graveyard. They've got a reasonable amount of damage incoming. Okay, I'm just trying to be really careful because I don't know what they're playing against. We'll get these 2 attacks in. We'll get our land for turn down. Yeah, we're going to play Scavenging Ooze. We're going to activate Scavenging Ooze. Did we already draw a card? I don't think that we did. Yep, there it is. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to draw multiple cards. Ouroboroid is an excellent draw. So excellent, in fact, that it might just win us the game as long as they try really hard to put a lot of damage through. So we've got a 4/4 Vigilant, Trample, Haste. Manifold Mouse gives it double strike. Yep. So we're taking 8. Yep, no blocks here. Alright, we will nuke our own graveyard to gain a life, draw an additional card. I don't think Earthbender Ascension does it, unfortunately. Okay. We've got one more creature in the graveyard. They've got 12 life. So Ouroboroid makes everything one bigger right now because I don't have another way to pump it. I'm fairly certain we just do this. Draw an additional card. Oh boy, we are in trouble, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 does not win us the game, and if they block... Am I doing that math right? That is 11. Okay, they have to block. Now the question is, do they see it? Do they think that they can get away with not blocking? So we're not going to touch anything on our board. See if we can sneak this win. We've got an extra point of damage in our graveyard thanks to Scavenging Ooze. Yep, that's correct. Okay. Land for turn doesn't actually do anything, right? Bossing says not a legendary land? Get out of town. Okay. I've got 2 more life than it looks like I have now. So they can play the thing and make that very, very big. So really, I think that we have to block. But that's okay because I think that we still win. Because with just the lands I have, it's not enough, I don't think. Yep. I don't have to block, right? So that goes... I'm not going to block. I don't have to block. I don't think that they can kill me. It's not enough. It puts me at 1, but it's not enough. It's 16. Yep. Good. I mean, that's the nail-biteriest part of this. Yeah, that's enough. So we swing in with the bat and kill them with Louis, or really just attack and probably do that. Okay, game 5, currently 3-1 with Golgari counters, which has proven to be quite slow. Or the games have been long, because it's a mid-range. It's a mid-range deck. This is fine. We're going to go with this. We'll start with a Swamp and see how they feel about that. We're on the play with Deep Cavern Bat, which is just a fantastic way to start. Are they going to cast Duress on turn 1? They are. Okay, so Earthbender Ascension is gone. Bossing save for us and Deep Cavern Bat. Okay. Second Duress is something I don't really mind. It's probably Tithing Blade here. So we're looking at the Starscape Cleric Bloodthirsty Conqueror combo. Interesting. So, I mean, I think I take the Blade. Because they don't really... I don't really think they're going to be able to keep up with me here at a moment. So they play the bat, sure. We'll play a Wastewood Verge and a Sentinel of the Nameless City. This can't block, right? Okay. Yeah. They don't, I mean, again, we don't know what they're drawing, but with what they had in hand, they were not in a very good position. Overlord of the Hollowmurk gets them closer to their combo, but if they miss a land drop, they are in trouble. I can't help but feel that untap land Ouroboroid just wins us the game right now. Duress again? You might as well. And you might as well attack, because you can't block. Yep. Alright. Okay, Badgermole Cub is interesting. So we're not... Actually, we could draw an untapped land, but not without using a mana. So let's go ahead and get the cottage down. Let's play Badgermole Cub. I really feel like animating Restless Cottage, although I'm not sure that it matters. So Wastewood Verge allows us to do more things this turn, and that's what I really want to do. Llanowar Elf. Activate the map token on the bat. Do we leave the stab up? I think we do. We'll take that. And we will attack. They are far enough away from their combo that I'm feeling very advantaged right now. Yeah, Unstoppable Slasher doesn't really concern me. So I think I can just win here. So let's get Ouroboroid down. Let's activate the map token on Ouroboroid. We'll leave Scavenging Ooze. I guess that didn't really matter. Yep, alright. Token. Make a map. So stab stops the Unstoppable Slasher from killing something right now. Yeah. Yep. 5 mana for our opponent, or 5 life for our opponent. Unstoppable Slasher dies and comes back with 4 mana. I don't think they can do anything to stop us. They attack for 2. That's it, folks. Everybody. Oh, I can't believe they let us do it. 60 some damage. Good game. Game 6, Golgari counters, currently 4-1. The deck is showing up as a solid mid-range option. Okay. I like that I have all of these 2-drop options. We get Earthbender's Ascension to make our threats big. We will start with the tap land. This gives us lots of very, very good options on 2. Starting town for our opponent into Clockwork Percussionist. Feel like that could mean a lot of different things, so let's get in their hand and find out what they're doing. They are playing a black control deck with counters, a black-red sacrifice deck. Okay. So, I take their removal spell for now. Yep. Umbral Collar Zealot. So them having a board wipe is pretty tough. We'll take the 1, no question. I think we're in for another long one, unless I can... Really, unless they stumble, we're in a good position. That is excellent. I'm very happy to have a land that isn't Fabled Passage here. So we will play Blooming Marsh into Badgermole Cub. We are okay with all of that. We're going to take the Zealot out here, I'm fairly sure, because really I don't want... I don't want them... The free sack outlet is the kind of rarest piece of their deck. That's a hard piece to have. You have to have that piece with a sacrifice deck of this kind. So, Vengeful Blood Witch for our opponent. Okay. I mean, I guess that we can do a separate one. That's interesting. Okay, I can flood the board. So, they have Villainous Wrath. So, I am at least a little bit incentivized. Let me see what lands I have. Let's get a swamp. Save the Passage. Attack with everything. We're just going to pass. Fourth land. That board wipe is looking pretty good. I'm very, very worried about that. I guess what I would really like to draw here is card draw. Okay. I don't think I have anything to do other than to just attack. I could have activated Bossing Say. Yep. Now we're just gonna wait for them to activate a board wipe. Another creature you control. Okay, so the Villainous Wrath does us 4 damage here, which feels bad, no question. Yep. They went up to 8. Okay, so honestly, I'm very uncertain what the right move here is. So I suppose I can Badgermole onto a Blooming Marsh. Activate this other Blooming Marsh. I'm trying to go wide here because I think that is the answer. This is where Bossing Say may very well show its quality because... Yep. Bitter Triumph. Takes them to 5. Umbral Collar Zealot. Land is huge here. Okay, so they've got a 1 mana play. It really looks like they have a 1 mana play. Okay. So we play Bossing Say. It puts a counter on Blooming Marsh. I don't see any stick. So I could have played the Ouroboroid first. Ouroboroid. Let's get some counters on these things. Alright, when this comes back, it puts a counter on this and another board wipe. It's okay, because we have Bossing Say, we can Earthbend something on our turn and attack with it. Strategic Betrayal. Okay, so we definitely exile our Blooming Marsh. It comes back, puts a counter on Ouroboroid, and do you have another? I think I've got him. Yep. Do you have a 1-mana destruction spell? It doesn't matter if you do, because I can just Earthbend something. Okay. You got it. Woo, 1, 2. So this for 4? I haven't won this way before. Louis! Yeah! Alright, game 7. This is it. Last game, currently 5-1 on the draw. We accidentally changed our sleeves in between the last game and this one because I earned a new sleeve, and I was like, I want to use that, and then I forgot it was going to make it seem like I changed sleeves, but look at these. Right? Those are cool. Okay, Lessons deck from our opponent. We'll start with a Blooming Marsh and a Llanowar Elf. So we've got the very fast mana turn if they decide to take this turn off to set up. But they're sitting over here on the Lessons deck, so we're probably not feeling too great. Let's see if they feel like bolting the bird. And they do. You got it. Okay, so we are going to do the same thing. That doesn't necessarily feel like an optimal play for us, but we know what they're doing, and then being able to cast things for super cheap is just very bad for us. Storm Chaser's Talent is very good for them. Okay. So, Wastewood Verge, Badgermole Cub, almost certainly gets removed. Okay. I'm pretty surprised by this. It didn't even occur to me that they could have had a counter. I mean, they've got the 3 cards in their graveyard now, so now they've got a full test Accumulate Wisdom. They are doing very well. Opponent takes out the Badgermole Cub, gets in for 3. I don't feel great about where we're at now. Alright, let's get the Fabled Passage down. We will get a Swamp. And we will play Ouroboroid. We are also going to put the pressure on, because that is the only way we get out of this at this point. They have so many cards in hand. They've got the 3 Lessons in their graveyard already. Yep, gets in for 1. You not blogging. Are you mad? 3rd Accumulate Wisdom for our opponent. Now they have a full grip. What chance do men have against such reckless hate? Gran, and if they remove the Ouroboroid. Okay, so we have a chance. It's not a good one, but we have a chance. Oh, because they hadn't... Oh, never mind. They hadn't played a land yet, and now they drew a removal spell. Yeah, we're done. Yeah. Oh, okay. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm not wrong. They have won. They've got too many cards. Sure. Ooh, very good. Okay. Okay, Boomerang Basics get back their Storm Chaser's Talent. They get to play it again and make their guy even bigger. Yeah, if they've got... There it is. There it is. I'm done. Good game. All right, friends and opponents, how did we do today? 5-2 on camera, excellent record for a mid-range pile such as this. I love playing this kind of deck, and this has all the tools that you really want to be successful in the format. The format is really, really fast, and so the aggro decks, or even we saw in that last game, the blue-red Lessons deck, it is tough to deal with because we don't have anything that nukes the entire graveyard, which is really what you need to slow down that deck. We even had a Scavenging Ooze against that Lessons deck, and it just fell felt completely we felt completely overpowered. They had a good run, but that's not really the point. I do think that the deck is capable of dealing with just about any other mid-range strategy. We just have to play very smart and be very careful about the choices that we make. I am a little too kind of gun happy sometimes, and by that I mean I am too quick to remove things that aren't necessarily as threatened. So I've been practicing not doing that lately, just trying very hard to ask myself, do I need to take this out now or can it wait? And I can set myself up a little bit. So that helped us out a little bit in a few of these games. But I love value engine decks that build around things like Hollowmurk Siege, and I just love the black and green color combination. I love that we have kind of an earthbending deck that isn't an infinite deck like the first one I played in this set. This is a little bit more interactive, and it's not just about getting to the combo. And again, that infinite combo is such a pain in the butt to play once you've actually got it, that I would very, very much prefer to play this. So again, we've got a lot of really common cards that we're seeing around the standard format right now. Badgermole, Cub, and Ouroboroid really showing up in just about everything that has green in it. But I think that this is a unique take, and it is an enormous amount of fun if you like this color combination. So if you're still watching at this point all the way here at the end, thank you so much. You really help out the algorithm when you do that. Please, as a last minute reminder, like, subscribe, leave some comments down below, tell all your friends about Head Games Arena. We really appreciate your time and your attention. And with that, I will say goodnight and take care of your head. Hey gang, thanks so much for tuning in. Click that subscribe button to support the channel and check out our last video from Avatar Standard where we spread some holiday cheer with Craterhoof Behemoth.